There was a last-minute deal in the legislature. It's June 3rd, 2025, and these are your headlines. In a dramatic last-minute deal to end the legislative session yesterday, Texas lawmakers approved a measure that will raise judicial salaries and, in turn, increase their own taxpayer-funded pensions. Passed just before the legislature adjourned, Senate Bill 293 sets the starting salary for state district judges at $175,000, up from $140,000. Because legislative pensions are tied to judicial salaries, the vote also raises the maximum annual pension for lawmakers to $175,000 as well. Compromise, however, decouples judicial salaries from future legislative pension increases, a move that had been at the heart of a days-long political dispute. While the legislation tasked the Texas Ethics Commission with reviewing and recommending any changes to legislative pensions every 5 years, that begins in 2030. In the near term, lawmakers' maximum annual pensions will increase by 25%. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick had accused House sponsor Jeff Leach of killing the judicial pay raise after Leach's version of the bill removed automatic pension increases for legislators that are typically triggered by those judicial salary hikes. Lieutenant Governor Patrick struck down that provision on a very rare point of order, saying it wasn't germane to the bill. Leach, meanwhile, defended the House position, saying lawmakers should raise judicial pay without giving themselves a pension bump, a stance backed by House leadership and many rank-and-file members as well. The legislation passed the Senate unanimously, while it was approved by the House in a 114-26 vote shortly before both chambers adjourned for the last time during this regular session. And with the legislative session done, a group of 42 lawmakers are urging Governor Greg Abbott to veto a bill passed in the final days of the session that would allow public school teachers to serve on local property appraisal review boards, a measure that Governor Abbott had actually previously rejected. Senate Bill 974, authored by Austin Democrat Senator Sarah Eckhart and carried in the House by Fort Worth Democrat Representative Chris Turner, seeks to carve out an exception in state law to permit school district employees who work as teachers to serve on the board that hear protests on property tax appraisals. Current law bars government employees, including those working for school districts, from serving on the boards due to potential conflicts of interest. But under this legislation, teachers would be exempt from that prohibition. Now, the bill also includes a new criminal offense to prevent school board members or district staff from trying to influence a teacher serving on the board. Still, though, critics say that's not enough. In a letter sent to the governor, 42 House members, led by Representative Mike Olcott, called on Governor Abbott to veto the bill, arguing that it establishes a clear conflict of interest. They wrote that an employee who is paid by a school district should not be involved in the process of determining the value of property that is taxed to generate funding for the school district. Now, Chris Turner, who carried the bill in the House, acknowledged during debate that Governor Abbott had vetoed a nearly identical measure last session. At the time, he cited the potential conflict of interest in allowing employees of taxing entities to sit on boards that affect local tax revenues. The bill is set to take effect on September 1st unless the governor vetoes it first. He has until June 22nd to act on bills passed during the regular session.
Real Texan.
I hope you'll sit down with Texas Scorecard every Sunday as we visit with real Texans who are doing real things to make the Lone Star State shine even brighter. We're going to be talking to activists and politicians, but we're also going to be talking with men and women who are shaping business in Texas and driving for a better culture.
Lastly, something that looks likely to get the governor's signature, a measure prohibiting the use of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, or SNAP, for the purchase of soda and candy. That's been approved by both the House and the Senate. Senate Bill 379 initially passed in the House with a prohibition only on using SNAP benefits to purchase sweetened soft drinks. It now includes candy once again after being added back to the legislation when it went to conference. By the way, when it originally passed the Senate, the legislation included chips as well. The governor has asked the U.S. Department of Agriculture for an exemption to allow this to take effect. We have not heard back on that. If the governor signs the bill and the exemption takes place, soda and candy will now be barred from SNAP benefits, or, as they were formerly known, food stamps. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.